Okay, accounting 1. I'm not here today because I'm at a golf tournament, which like I told you I was going to be, so here's your review. Last time we went over posting to the general and the two subsidiary ledgers. First things first, remember, most importantly, when you're posting, you're going to have to post in this order. So that means you're going to post everything in the sales journal. After you've posted everything, what needs to be posted individually and what needs to be posted as far as totals go. After that is completely done, then you move on to the purchases. Then you move on to the general, the receipts, and then the payments. Make sure you do it in this order, otherwise the posting will get mixed up and it will not make sense. The problem you're going to do today has all the journalizing already done for you. Debits and credits have been proved. Everything is just peachy. All you have to do is post. Now, remember you have three ledgers now. You have a general ledger and you have your two subsidiary ledgers, which are your accounts payable ledger, which is just a list of every single accounts payable account, and your accounts receivable ledger, which is a list of every single accounts receivable account. All of those have been opened. Everything has balances. It's all set up for you. All you've got to do is go in and post. Alright, let's talk about the posting process. Remember, you've got these three steps right here. These are your three checkoff lists as you go through posting that once you finish the first one, skip down to the second one. If you use this one, then do it and skip down to the third one. For example, the first journal you're going to post is going to be your sales journal. So I'm going to look at step 1. I'm going to look to see if the sales journal has a general debit or credit column. I'll go ahead and tell you that it does not. So because you don't have this, you're skipping it and going down to the next one. If the sales journal has an accounts payable columns, then you're going to post everything in the accounts payable debit or credit column individually, as noted in your notes, to the accounts payable ledger. Then you're going to post the totals of that to the accounts payable controlling account, which is the Big Papa account that's in the general ledger. Okay? After you've done this, skip down. If there's an accounts receivable account, or excuse me, an accounts receivable column, do exactly like you did before. Post everything that needs to be posted individually and then post the totals. If there's nothing here, skip it and go to the next journal. If you've done all three steps, you've either completed it and moved on or skipped it. So I'll post everything in sales that way, I'll post everything in purchases that way, general, cash receipts, and cash payments. Do it in that order. When you're posting in the general journal, there was this little side note on your notes. Remember, it's got that slash in it, so you're going to have to actually post every transaction twice. So if it's an accounts payable / ABC company, you have to post once to the accounts payable, which is the Big Papa controlling account, and once to the individual company in the accounts payable ledger, which is the ABC company. You have to do it twice. This schedule of accounts payable and schedule of accounts receivable, just skip. If you finish posting today, which I highly doubt you will, we'll pick this up when I get back and we'll go from there. All you're worried about today is posting all the transactions in these 5 journals using these 3 checklists or these 3 steps to post everything. Let's look at the problem you're going to be working on today. It's going to be Chapter 11-6 Mastery Problem. I know we haven't done any work togethers, and I know we haven't done anything as far as working one of these problems side by side, but this is probably going to be the best problem you've got because it's got everything journalized for you. The instructions say post all the separate items in the following journals, and then you're going to post the totals. This last part, prepare a schedule of accounts, you're just going to skip that. Okay? From here, all you really need to do is go through my notes as I showed you. You're going to go to the sales journal, go down the checklist. Then the purchases journal, go down the checklist. So let's look at this. I'm going to skip this. I'm going to pull up my sales journal, and then down here I've got all my general ledger accounts, and then right here I've got my accounts receivable ledger if I need to use those, and my accounts payable ledger if I need to use those. Don't worry about this and this. You're only worried about the journal itself, which you can choose right here, and then the general ledger, the accounts receivable ledger, and the accounts payable ledger. So if I was going to post, if I was going to look at my notes, step 1, look for general debit or credit column. There's not a general debit or credit column, so I'm skipping that. Step 2, look for an accounts payable debit or credit column. There's not an accounts payable debit or credit column, so I'm skipping that. Step 3, accounts receivable debit or credit column. Now, ding ding ding, we have a winner. Here's the accounts receivable debit column. Everything in this column gets posted individually to that account. that account is going to be in my accounts receivable ledger. So I would take this 2276.88, pull up Jerome Lewis. That's an accounts receivable debit, so I would put the data in here as the 4th. It's a debit of 2276.88. It's a debit balance with a debit transaction. If they're the same, whoops, I typed that in wrong, didn't I? 2276.88. I can't. There we go. If it's a debit balance and a debit transaction, they're the same, so I add them together, and I would get 854.45 plus 2276.88. So my new balance is 3131.33. Put that over here. And then I would take the journal page here is what I put in my post reference column. S10, S for sales, sorry. And then this customer number here is what I'm going to put in this reference number. There you go. After I've done all of these individually, then I have my totals. This total right here, just like every other special amount column, is going to go to this account, accounts receivable, which is in the general ledger. So I would post 6278.38 as a debit to accounts receivable, find my new balance. Then I would go to this special amount column, 5923. Go to sales, post that 5923 as a credit to sales, get my new balance, and then my sales tax payable, post that one, and then I'll put the account numbers up under there, just like I always have. Okay? All of those special amount column totals you're going to post exactly like we've done before. After that, I'm done with my sales journal, and I move on to the next one. Look, it even does it in order for you. That's nice. Go to the purchases journal. All of these gets posted individually, post the total. General journal. General journal, how I told you, has the slash. Here's how they want you to do the slash. This $150 gets posted once to the accounts payable account as a debit, and once to the Alfred Salvage as a debit as well. Same thing here. Anytime you see a slash, it's going to get posted twice. And then I'd go to my cash receipts, do everything that needs to be done individually, then do the totals, and then my cash payments, do everything that needs to be done individually, and then post my totals. Once you're done posting everything, then you are completely done. Go in and hit save and continue, and we'll come back to it and check and do the schedule of accounts payable and receivable next class. Don't mess around and don't waste a lot of time on this. You can do this with your notes. I completely 100% know you can do this with your notes and with prior posting knowledge. So don't tell me that I couldn't do this, Mr. Tarpley, it was too hard, because it's not. The journalizing's already done for you. Okay? If you have questions, I will be on Edmodo, but I cannot just completely walk you through this. A lot of you need to bring your grades up from last 6 weeks. There were more people that failed accounting last 6 weeks than ever before. So it's time to actually work on something and actually start caring. Alright, I will be back next class period on, Friday, and we'll pick this up where we left off. Good luck, be nice to my sub, or I'll have to hurt you.